Today we're testing a viral recipe to make a 2-ingredient, high-protein pasta, and we're gonna try to make it keto-friendly. And that is our warning that we don't know if it's gonna work.
We hope so.
So we saw this recipe on social media. It's got like 1 million views or saves, and so many people are like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. And I'm like, okay, well, we're definitely gonna try that. And the creator is Halve Burns, and we'll leave her account linked in the description below. We are gonna be using keto-friendly products for this, so I don't know if her recipe is going to translate exactly, but basically, you're gonna be needing tofu, firm tofu, okay? And Sarah and I have done a little bit of experimenting with tofu here on our channel, and Sarah and I actually grew up eating tofu because our mother is Malaysian. And we always believe you can have anything in moderation on a keto lifestyle, including things with soy in it. So the other thing that you're gonna be needing is a keto-friendly flour, and I'm sorry to say, but I do believe that this recipe requires gluten to work. I know that some of you guys are gonna be like, can I use almond flour? I mean, it's worth a try if you wanna try it, but Sarah and I really love the King Arthur Keto Baking Flour, okay? And this does have gluten in it because it has vital wheat gluten, which is not impactful on your blood sugar, but gives the stretchiness that I think that we're gonna need to make these noodles. And if you've never seen us before, hello.
Welcome.
Welcome. My sister and I have been living a technically keto, as we call it, lifestyle for like 5 years now. And we believe that you can have pretty much anything in moderation. Gluten, sugar, whatever. As long as it hits the net carb number, being around 20 to 25 net carbs a day, we're fine with it because that's the way that we have found success maintaining this lifestyle over the long term while having what we call indulgences along the way. So a lot of days we will just have very simple things to eat like steak and green veg, but other days we will have stuff like this, and that allows us to experiment and feel fulfilled. So we try to stick in that 20 to 25 net carb range in ketosis and having a good time because life is short. Okay.
Yeah.
And Element is the sponsor of this video. Sarah and I have been drinking Element since 2020 because we absolutely love the way it tastes and the way it makes us feel. So Element is a delicious electrolyte drink mix, and it contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. When you go into ketosis, you shed a lot of water, and inside that water are your electrolytes. This can leave you feeling tired, having muscle cramps, or nausea, also known as the keto flu. Element replenishes your electrolytes so that you feel better. Sarah and I like all the flavors of Element, but our absolute favorites are the citrus salt and the grapefruit salt. You need to try them. They are so good. And we're telling you to try Element risk-free because they have an amazing money-back guarantee. Just email them and they will make it right. Element is offering our Keto Twins community a free sample pack so you can try 8 of their flavors with any purchase. So you can buy the citrus salt and get a free sample pack. In order to get this deal, you must go to drinklmnt.com/ketotwins. So if you watch this video, you are gonna see luscious, thick noodles drenched in sauce, and it almost appears out of thin air, to the point where I'm kind of suspicious as to how well this formed together on its own. So I went and checked the comment section because remember that content is different than the actual nature of the recipe. So while she puts in that she just pretty much tossed this all into a bowl and mixed it with her hand and it formed into a dough, you will find that people said that this was lumpy, it didn't come together properly, which I could see because the tofu might not incorporate fully into the flour, right? And so she did say that you can blend the tofu beforehand. So that's the first step that we're going to take to try to see if this is going to work. The other step she said was to drain it because someone else said that her dough didn't come together, and she said maybe there's too much water in it, maybe there's not enough water in it. And our tofu has it was sitting in kind of the brining liquid, so we put it on a paper towel to drain. So this is going to be a test. We're testing it.
We're the test kitchen.
Right. That's our way of saying it might not work. It's making me want to eat some tofu.
Mm-hmm.
Tofu, veggies, cauliflower rice.
Mm-hmm. Stir fry.
Right. And
Oh no.
5-second rule. This thing reminds me of the thing in War of the Worlds. Anybody?
I see it.
Smells like tofu. It's starting to look very, very smooth already. Probably another minute. So this is the consistency that we're left with. I think it's really good. We're gonna add this to our bowl.
Now in the video, she didn't do this.
She just added the block in there. But when you're making content that's only a couple seconds long, you leave out everything. We're gonna put a pinch of salt, probably optional, but. All right, we're gonna sieve in our keto baking flour. Ooh. Gonna try to get no clumps in there. With clean hands, we're gonna like form this all together until a dough forms. Remember, we only put 2 cups of flour in here. We may have to add a little bit more if it feels too wet. Feels weird. It feels like Play-Doh.
Smells like Play-Doh. You want like a dough ball to form, pretty much. So if there needs to be a little bit more liquid, we can go in with a little, you know, a couple tablespoons or something, very slowly. Getting the workout in today. It's starting to get there, I think. So how long have you been eating it?
Forever.
No, give a real estimate, please.
3 minutes?
Forever is 3 minutes in Emily's world.
My arm is tired.
Putting down some flour.
Now what?
More kneading.
I feel like I'm performing like CPR on this thing. It's 5 minutes later. We wanted it to rest, aka I wanted some coffee. So we're gonna start to roll this baby out, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna take a while. So we'll check back in. How long?
An hour?
We're gonna try to get this to a pretty thin thickness. Maybe I'll have to take over. I gave up. And Sarah said that she would do it. See, Sarah, you rarely see her cooking, but she does jump in there when I become a little discouraged and I want to give
often
up.
than not.
And Sarah's like, let me do it. So look at, I feel like it's looking pretty good.
We
Good
have
job.
something.
It looks like Australia.
It's a meteor noodle. Sarah was like, it's meteor. I'm like a meteor shower? Or she said meaty or...
As in thicker.
Yeah, as in thicker. And, you know, she does hers like in an Asian inspiration. We might just be serving ours with like Rayo's tomato sauce just to see how they work out. It might be nice to try these as like pad see ew or pad thai. I don't know if you guys like pad see ew or pad thai, but that's definitely one of the things I miss while on keto. We're gonna actually start cutting these by hand. I'm gonna just make it the edge nice so I can make them all uniform.
I'll throw that away. That could be a noodle.
We have all of this, Sarah.
Okay.
We're not running low.
Now make them all like that.
With razor-like precision.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. How you doing?
I'm trying to concentrate.
It's been 84 years and she's only halfway done.
I haven't come this far in the process.
Well, I'm proud of you. It's like, they're kind of looking good.
There's a vein here that they got injured, but other than that, they're looking pretty good.
Carefully.
In essence, I'm going to just lift them.
You know, put it in a little ball like they do in Italy.
Another commenter said they fell apart during this process, which they're not. So
they're pretty thick, but that's okay.
The knife is really sharp, but as you can see, they kind of stick to each other a touch, so I'm just separating. Boiling water, by the way. You have to boil these. She boils them for like 3 to 4 minutes, so that's what we're gonna do. Should I do a test one, or what's the point?
No, I would put them in, but just don't put them all in one spot so they don't all stick to each other. Okay.
I was gonna do that much so far.
Okay.
3 minutes.
Or 4 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes. How are they looking to you? They look like
worms. I think they are going to be delicate no matter what, so.
All right. Yuck.
Oh, okay. We have a steamed camera.
I think we need to dry them off. Excuse me, I have to put my second batch in. Okay, here we are.
We are, in the words of our late father,
here we are having fun. We used to say that when things were not fun.
My first question is, how do they get spaghetti round?
This is more cube. It's from the Cubist era of art.
Like Picasso or something?
It might be good.
Let's reserve judgment.
Okay. We brought some Rayo's down. I will say that I feel like hers were a touch thinner. And that says a lot because I really did try. I really put my best effort into getting these as small as possible. And I think that they like grew while boiling.
They expanded?
Yeah.
Possible. Some of the comments in the original video did complain that they broke apart, and I think they're pretty elastic. Oh, there we have a broke.
Well,
we have a broke. We have a breakage.
I don't think it's gonna work.
It's too cubed.
It reminds me of rice noodles, like in pad see ew or pad thai.
It's chewy. I don't really taste the tofu, do you?
No, I taste more of like flour than I do tofu. It's really chewy. It's got a bite to it, like al dente pasta. I like that.
Let's add some sauce on top. It is a girthy noodle.
There's no graceful way to do this, okay? This is probably a fourth of the dough, by the way.
Yeah, it made a ton of dough.
All right.
The Rayo's is cold, unfortunately. I did nuke it in the microwave for a pretty long time, but I do think that it grabbed onto the sauce really well. It has a chewy texture, like we said. Yeah, I'm really happy here.
It needs to be half as big.
I wonder if we can make ravioli with this dough. We'd have to get it pretty thin. So we were thinking that maybe we shouldn't have actually drained the tofu because it was kind of dry.
Right.
So maybe don't drain the tofu.
Right.
Because you can always add a little bit more flour. It's harder to get
Hydrate
the moisture in there once you've started folding everything together. So if you need to adjust with flour, you can.
It's good.
It's definitely like one of the better pastas
Right.
we've made.
I remember we made one with gelatin, and it's like, don't heat it up too much because this will fall apart. This is not gonna fall apart.
And I would never be able to tell this was made with tofu.
Right.
We might have to play around with this dough in the future, see what other things that we can make with it.
But I'm just gonna reiterate, like, say it again. I do think that you need to use a keto flour that has gluten in it, like Vital Wheat gluten, for this to work. I don't think it would work if you used almond flour or coconut flour. I just don't.
If you try it, let us know in the comment section.
If you try it, we love to be wrong. I mean, not really, but we are willing to be wrong if someone else wants to experiment with this with almond flour, coconut flour. If you can get it to work, of course, we would love to try that as well. Anyway, very, very surprised. It does open up a lot of possibilities. I'm thinking ravioli.
Gnocchi?
Maybe.
A pierogi?
Oh, pierogi? YouTube seems to think that you're going to like this video, so why don't you click on it and we will see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.